Hi, good evening. My name is Paul Struthers. I'm Frameline's Director of Exhibitions and Programming, and welcome to the Frameline44 Pride Showcase live Q&A for the North American premiere of Twilight's Kiss. I hope you enjoyed the film. I'm sure you did, because it's a wonderful piece of cinema that played at the Berlin Film Festival this year and has won countless awards. I'm going to ask questions for around 20 minutes, and then there'll be time for questions from the audience at the end for around 10 minutes. So please leave your questions in the comments, and remember, be kind. A massive thanks to Pilar, our ASL interpreter. Thank you. And without further ado, please welcome the Twilight's Kiss team to introduce themselves and tell us their role on the film.
Hello, hi, I'm Ray. I'm the director and writer of Twilight Kiss.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm a part of Hoy.
Hi, I'm Patra, and I play the part of Ching, Pak's wife.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I'm one of the producers of Twilight Kiss. So nice meeting you all.
Thanks for joining us tonight. And you're in Hong Kong, right?
Yes, Saturday morning.
Yeah, cool. Friday evening here. So my first question is for Ray. Your previous feature front cover, which played at Frameline, focused on two younger gay men. And I have to say, it's so refreshing to see your latest film features two older gay men. Can you tell us about your decision to tell this story and what research you did to ensure it was authentic?
Right, okay. Just to mention front cover, it was played at Frameline 4 years ago exactly today. Can you believe it? Yes, it's amazing actually. 2015, I moved back to Hong Kong, partly to launch front cover, but partly was to research to make a Cantonese movie. Because I'm born in Hong Kong, right? And I've never really made a Cantonese movie before. So that was my main purpose. And so I was researching, and I came across this book, all the oral histories of gay men in Hong Kong. So the book collects 12 interviews of elderly gay men who sort of like growing up in Hong Kong in the 60s or 70s in Hong Kong. And those stories were very, very authentic. I've never seen in cinemas before. So I asked Travis Kwan, the writer, to introduce me to some of the interviewees. He said some of them have passed away already. So that was really sad. And I felt that, wow, there's really an urgency to make this story. And so I met some of those guys, and I heard their stories. Some of them were really, really heartbreaking. And so finally, I decided to put it together and reimagine the story, because this is like an oral documentation of their own life stories. But it's nothing to do with the film. The film is a completely different script. I just reimagined what happened if they meet each other today. So that's how the script came along.
Well, congratulations. The script is wonderful. The film is charming. I just love it. I've got a question for both of our actors, Ben and Patra, and it's on the same theme of research. Both your roles are so central to the story, and I'm just wondering, what research did you do to prepare for these roles?
Ben 佢係想問你哋兩個演員咧，你哋 So I will do the brief translation for the actor and actress.
Yes.
佢個問題係問係啦，你兩個演員中間即係 prepare 做呢個角色嘅時候，有冇做過啲咩研究啊 research
其實最主要都係一本中文版呢本書啦，即係男男對傳。咁因為有好多角色裏邊嘅元素咧，都係喺佢哋啲真實記錄裏邊咧去揾出嚟。而導演咧、編劇咧，亦都創造咗一個角色咧，集合咗裏邊好多唔同嘅元素咯。咁最主要就係我會揾翻佢哋嘅內心嘅 成件事個故事佢嘅起承轉合係啲乜嘢？
Okay, so when I accept to take the Ben, when he accepted to take the role, he first read the Chinese version of the oral history of elderly gay men in Hong Kong, and because that's the book where Ray being based on, and also Ben also thanks Ray for coming up with such a four-dimension character. And basically, he as an actor would like to get into the emotion and go to the heart of the character and to understand his emotion. And so basically, that's Ben, how Ben get into the role of Hoy. So Petra.
When I got the part, actually, Ray has given me a lot of background for Ching already. And I just look back at my own life, my mother, and and also my cousin-in-law, who are much older, and my mother passed away. But you look back at these older generation Chinese women, not very educated. The center is their family, and that's how I base the character on.
Excellent. And Teresa, I've got a question for you. As one of the producers, I was really wondering, was there any pushback from anywhere to you making this film due to the subject matter?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I think that's a very challenging project for our whole team. I think Ray has been shared in many interviews as well. Well, while we are doing the pre-production or even fundraising, we have encountered many questions or and discouragement as well. And for example, for them, gay topic, it's also very how can I say, very niche. And now we are even making a love story between two elderly gay men, so it's a double niche. So well, I'm sure Ray has encountered many disencouragement and question why he wants to make this kind of film. But and also, I think the second challenge that we have encountered is to finding an actor. I think we have already spent almost up to a year and approaching more than 100 actors to be, for the two roles, Hoy and Park. And of course, we have been encountered many rejection and so on. But luckily, we find two very fantastic actors, Ben and Tybalt, to be on the role finally.
Yeah. Ray, do you have anything to add about the challenges due to the subject matter?
Well, I think we tried to raise funding for the film in many different ways. One was to try to apply through the Hong Kong Film Fund, government funding, but we were not very successful because they felt that the movie, the subject matter was not commercial enough. And so we tried different avenues. I gave the script to director Stanley Kwan, who made Land, and he was very supportive. And then he said he will help us to get funding, private investors. So he asked around, and even with his caliber of reputation, we still couldn't get any funding. So eventually, we basically did crowdfunding in order to get the movie made. So that was a time consuming as well.
Yeah. And Ray, the film has a beautiful pace. And also, I love how the film presents a Hong Kong we're not used to seeing. A quiet Hong Kong where you can even hear the birds singing in some scenes. Can you tell us the reason for this pacing and also how you achieved a quiet representation of the usually very bustling Hong Kong?
Yes, I think because I want the story, because like both Pat and Hoy, they have reached that mature age, that I just feel that even though they fall in love, it will not be something that is like a teenager, which is like very passionate in a very kind of like outwardly way. So I feel that the movie should have a very calm and tranquil atmosphere, but the atmosphere, the passion is undercurrent. Is something that is deep inside, and because both characters have struggled so long to hold in their emotion, because they are in the closet for so many years, so it's very, very difficult for them to express. So I think the movie itself should also represent that kind of mood, that kind of style. And in order to make Hong Kong that way, I think we just have to use, well, we kind of like the cinematographer and we have a long chat about how we want to shoot the movies. I mean, we really wanted the style to be kind of slightly like an old kind of style. Everything is very, very calm, and we just like in all their apartments, the frames are very static, so that in order to give us the feelings that they are very restricted in their lives. But only when they start falling in love, the cameras kind of like move very, very slowly to represent the emotions that they are experiencing. And so because we set on that kind of like camera movement, so we decided that the whole thing, the sound has to go according to that as well. So we did a lot of post-production sound that we were doing. Of course, when we were shooting, everything is crazy, but when we were looking through the monitor, everything has to be static. So that was a challenge.
Well, it paid off. It really paid off. And I'm interested in the actor who played Pak, Tybalt. He's known for a lot of action films. Can you tell us about your decision on casting him for this particular role?
I mean, like what Teresa said, it took us a long time to look for the right actors. Like a lot of the actors that I met, because they came from the 60s or 70s, the Shaw Brothers era, so they were all like very macho kung fu stars. So they were not really interested in doing gay parts. The one that wanted to do it didn't want to do hold hands, kiss, or have love-making scenes. So it took us a while. I watched a movie that Pat was in called Glamorous Youth, and he was playing a father in that movie, and a heterosexual father, and he was very, very natural in it. So I contacted him, and he's living in Taiwan. So I went to Taiwan to talk to him. Actually, I gave him the script, and it took him a while to get back to me. But so later on, I asked him, why did it take you so long? He said, oh, I need to show it to my wife. I need to show it to my kids. I have to make sure that they're all very happy with it before I will take up the role. So there you go. That's the father figure for you.
Yeah, excellent. And I have a question for Ben. You have so many scenes with Pak, played by Tybalt. Can you tell us what it was like working with him?
Okay, I do the translation first. 係啦 ，Ben 佢係想問係啦，你同太保哥好多對手戲啦，你可唔可以同佢哋大家分享翻，即係你同佢合作嘅經驗啊？
其實同太保哥合作嘅經驗咧就幾開心嘅，因為導演咧就做咗好多 rehearsal， 同埋喺開拍之前咧就有一個圍讀，喺香港電影嚟講係好少嘅，咁對我嚟講係非常之有幫助。
Okay, it has been a happy experience working with Tybalt for Ben. I didn't know Tybalt before. This is my first time working with him. But before the shooting, we have done a couple of rehearsals beforehand. And also, Ray has also arranged a number of script reading section for all of us. So, this is not a usual practice for the Hong Kong film industry. So, as for the actor, all these preparation work are very useful.
而且咧，太保哥係一個好有經驗嘅電影演員，而我咧就係由舞台出身，就然係過渡去到電影嘅，咁所以喺個鏡頭運用啊，喺鏡頭前面嘅表現咧，其實太保哥係幫咗我好多。咁至於你話點樣合作嘅時候，其實當我哋兩個喺有咁豐富嘅資源、咁多嘅 rehearsal 底下，其實導演已經提供咗一個好好嘅場景俾我哋喺裏邊去即興，而喺一個係既定嘅一個角色入嗰個角色裏邊去即興，所以拍出嚟導演 呢個先佢都會覺得係 OK，very good，very good。但係可以仲可以再多啲，再多啲咁樣嘅時候，就慢慢好似一個 plan 嘅時候，將嗰個先標得最滿出嚟。
Okay, so Tybalt is a very experienced actor. While for Ben, he's starting as a theatre actor and gradually go to making movies. So Tybalt has helped Ben a lot, especially how to act before the camera. As Ben said before, because the actor has been over a lot of chance to do rehearsal and also the script reading session, so we could gradually get into the role. And from time to time, Ray has been giving us encouragement and just to lead two of the actor slowly get into the role and encourage them to open up more.
Okay, cool. And Patra, I've got a question for you. I believe this is your first film role, if not one of your first. And you're very well.
First film role.
Well, congratulations, you're fantastic in it. You're very well known for stage acting. How did you transition from stage to film acting, and how different did you find it?
Well, this is my first film role, and I am actually very lucky to have met Ray, a very good director in the sense that we have rehearsals, and he actually set us down, and we talk about the character a lot. He provides us very good backgrounds, and then we play games so that the families would know, the family members who are practically strangers on the scene, and then we became, friends. We know one another better, and then we look like a family, when we are on the film. And also when, one of the things that I was afraid of, because stage acting is quite different from cinematic acting. And I was afraid, oh my God, how am I going to transition from that to that? And then he told me, I wanted Yasujiro Uzu kind of style of acting or film. And it kind of clicked because I took a course in university about Yasujiro Uzu. So I said, okay, I know what he wants. So I try to give him what he wants, and then he asked me to, modify a little bit, here and there, because with stage acting, you have to be very articulate. But in real life, especially for the character of Ching, who's very uneducated, who is, as you can see, she is also always frowning.
Yeah.
So it's not a very happy woman. So you're not going to be that articulate. You blur your words a little bit. That's very good instructions, right. So for me, it's a very happy experience, and the transition is not as difficult as I've expected.
Well, congratulations, you did an outstanding job, and I can't believe it was your first film. No problem. And it was interesting what you said about your character. She frowns a lot. The only scene where she appeared to be happy was at the wedding until she saw the looks. Can you tell us about why you feel she was happy then? What was the inner workings of the character? She was just happy for her family?
She was happy because this is probably she had reached the pinnacle of her life, meaning, even the daughter has married, and the daughter will give her a grandson or granddaughter as well. So for her, everything is complete. The family, her life is simple, and her wishes, her dreams, aspirations are also simple. All she needs is a family that's complete, everybody's happy. Happy in the sense that everybody's married with kids, and then they have a place to stay, and everybody's got a job, security. And with the daughter married, because the daughter is almost 40 years old, so she has lost every chance of getting married until then, you know. And then now that she is also married, although I don't like my son-in-law, but still, it's her job is complete, and this is the pinnacle of her life, and that's why she no longer frowns as much until the moment.
Yeah.
Look. Wow, it's not just the frowning; it's the stare. Stare of death.
It's true. And Teresa, I'm wondering when the film was filmed, and was it during the protests last year?
No, we shot in year 2018, October. So it's before the protest. We still have a very peaceful, relatively peaceful Hong Kong by then.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to take some questions from the audience. Ray, I've got a question for you. Was Pak breaking up with Hoy when he returned the cross?
Okay. Yes, I think because at that point, I think Pak, if you remember in the movie, the night before, the son kind of like called him up and sort of like gave him an allowance. So for a Chinese father of that generation, really, again, he has reached the peak of what he wanted in his life, is to gain the respect of your children. And if they promise to look after you for the rest of your life, basically, that's how that was represented. So for Pak, he felt that his whole life achievement, this is the best point. So therefore, he doesn't want to screw it up. So therefore, he stay up all night, he thinks about it, and the next day, they give the cross back to Hoy. And then when Hoy said that, well, do you want to come to church with me at least once? And then Pat said that, but nobody from my family believes in God, in our Christian. So in that sense, that's really almost like the breaking up to him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Teresa, I've got a question for you. Has the film received a wide release in Hong Kong? If yes, what was the reception?
Oh, we already, we opened the film in Hong Kong back in 28th of May. So we are now already shown in Hong Kong wide release for 5 weeks already. And we are so happy because for the first week, we got 60 cinema all over Hong Kong. And still we still could keep half of them even after, even though we're going to the 5th week. And the response was very encouraging, and we hope the cinema will still be interested to showing the film gradually. And we are building a lot of word of mouth, and we are also being touched by the fans here as well. They really support the film. Other than they really buy ticket to go to see the film. Many of them, they come up with a different illustration about the film. Illustration, many beautiful painting, and some of them even come up with a souvenir. We just Ben just share with us. There are some key change. Special souvenir for the two socks. So this is the keychain, and this is the button. Yeah. So they are all made by our fans. So we are being moved because this film is not just restricted to LGBT audience, but even a lot of wide range of audience will go to see the film.
Yeah. Thank you. And a question for Ray. What was Stanley Kwan's involvement with the film? You mentioned him earlier.
Yes, well, earlier he helped us to get funding and help us to get actors, but both, very fruitful. But at the end, so he went off to make his own movie while we were shooting. So we didn't communicate with each other for over 6 months. But at the end, when I finished the editing, I was showing it around for different people. And so I showed it to Stanley Kwan, and he said, "Oh, do you mind if I bring a friend?" So I said, "Okay, sure." So he brought William Chan. So I don't know whether people know William Chan is basically the production designer and editor of all the Wong Kar-wai movies. So like Chungking Express and In a Mood for Love, he did all the editing. So he came and watched the movie, and then after he watched it, he said, "Oh, why do you do it this way? Why do you do it that way?" So he had a lot of suggestions. So I said, "William, if you have so many suggestions, why do you cut it?" So he said, "Oh, okay, all right." So he said, so he helped us to edit the film in the end. So that was how Stanley brought William to help on our production.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And another question from the audience: is there a gay nursing home in Hong Kong?
At the moment, there isn't one. You know, in a movie where Dior, the guy who goes up onto the electro in order to ask for it, that is actually happened in real life. Dior, the guy who plays Dior, he's not an actor. He's a real life activist. And when I was doing the research, I met him, and then he told me about what he did about the elderly home and how he fought for it. I thought that was so fantastic. So I thought, and he's very animated. So I said, "Well, why do you come and play this part? And I'll call you Dior." So he said, "Okay, all right, I'll play that." So that's how he is. And then basically the part that when he went up to the electrode to make that speech is basically his own speech. So it was very heartfelt, the whole emotion. And but of course, like at the moment in Hong Kong, there's still no the elderly home for LGBT. Possibly not going to happen for a long time because there's a shortage for elderly home, even for heterosexuals, regular people. The government asks you not to go, because it's so limited. So, for LGBT, it's really, really far-fetched.
Yeah, we have time only for one more question, sadly, and I'm going to ask it. And I'll let the audience know we actually all had dinner at the Berlin Film Festival this year. Thanks so much, Ray, for the invite, and it was great seeing you there as well. Me and Ray actually know each other from a few years ago because when I used to work at the Mardi Gras Film Festival, we played his previous film front cover. To have a film playing at the Berlin Film Festival must mean so much to all of you as actors, a director and producer. Can you tell us what it was like to screen Twilight's Kiss at the Berlin Film Festival? All of you, please.
For me, because it's a lifelong dream. I think every filmmaker wants to be in Berlin. So when I heard about it, and it was quite early, actually, they told us. So it was quite amazing. So we actually knew it for a while, but we had to keep it really quiet. And all the time we were going, "Oh my God, I can't wait to tell the whole world." And when we were actually doing the screening there, it was very, very touching because the audience reaction was really just amazing. And because we made a movie with this topic, we were not sure that it would travel internationally. But the audience reaction was just telling us that we did a good job. And
我第一次去柏林，我覺得係好 amazing 嘅，即係因為之前去過，坐咗喺嗰個 hall 裏邊，自己喺度諗會唔會有一套喺嗰度？點知幾年之後就實現咗啦。咁我估係同埋見識咗，尤其是識咗一波啦，咁啊識咗好多人啦。咁都呢樣嘢都要多謝導演，多謝阿 Ray。Thank you.
Okay, so that was for Ben. It's a very amazing experience to be in Berlin now, and this is not his first time visiting Berlin, but he has been visiting Berlin a couple of times. But he always felt wherever he would got the chance to attend the Berliner Film Festival and even have his film being shown there, and he didn't. For him, it's like a dream to have his own film showcased at Berliner this year. And thanks, Ray, for giving him the opportunity to be in the Twilight Kiss. And it has been an amazing experience meeting so many good people, including Paul. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's really a fantastic experience because number one, I never dreamed of going to the Berlin Film Festival. and we had so much fun because there was a party every night, and it's so much like excitement. You know, you see people around, and then you see. It's actually very exciting for me, especially during the time that you know, we build more rapport with one another, because previously Tybalt and Ben and you know, um, the whole team, we're not that close because we work separately. And then during those few days, you know, you get to know these people much better, because we made a lot of you know, photos, and then we visited sites, and then we had dinner together. We're always asking, you know, which one to go for dinner, which restaurant to go for dinner. This was really exciting, the kind of comradeship.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Petra. For me, yeah, of course, this is a work trip, but for me, it's more than just work. I think this is after our Hong Kong shooting. This is the reunion, more or less, for the Twilight''s, the team to get together. And I just feel like we're getting on a family trip together, yeah. And so I think that is yeah, a fantastic journey, and also, as Ray said, we feel very encouraged by the response from the international audience, and also thanks our sales agent. Fin Boutique, they also did a very good job, and we have got many, you know, festival invitation and also sales offer after the Berlin Out. So yeah, we are very pleased to be on that important platform.
Well, massive thanks for joining us today for this live Q&A, and we wish you all the best with the release when it comes out in the USA, and we'll be promoting it via every channel because Frameline loves your film. So thank you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and a massive thank you to Pilar as well for the ASL interpretation.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.